Welcome to the Going North podcast, where you will be informed, encouraged, and empowered to embrace your dreams and advance in life through authorship. I'm your host, best-selling author of the book Stay the Course, and certified leadership trainer, Dom Brightman. Be sure to check out the goods and services from every guest, as well as the host himself, yours truly. Now let the fun begin. Today's episode is sponsored by yours truly, Dom Brightman's wonderful book, Stay the Course, The Elite Performer's 7 Secret Keys to Sustainable Success. Grab it on ebook, audiobook, or paperback book and share this gift to your friends, family, heck, even no matter what season it is, for that wonderful person in your life that needs to advance to their next level in their career or just needs a quick pick-me-up to get through their day and beyond to thrival level. Now let's get on with the show. And today on the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, GMP, the Going North podcast, we got one heck of a super special awesome human for you today, folks. We got a lot of freaking humans dropping on this show, but my goodness, today's guest in particular, my goodness, you're going to love him, because today's guest, veteran C-level executive, y'all, C-level, having been CEO of a large nonprofit organization in Orange County, California for over 18 years. And as a CEO, he was personally responsible for overseeing the planning and management of his 100-person staff. So my man had one shy of the Dalmatians, y'all. That's right. And having delivering hundreds of workshops and presentations to thousands of business professionals on branding, advertising, marketing, social media, and small business, this wonderful man right here still travels around the U.S. virtually, of course, thanks to this evil fire-breathing dragon of COVID, as a keynote speaker for consulting groups, sharing his unique insight on a myriad of topics. So let's give it up for the super special, awesome human himself, Mr. E.D., who's going to educate y'all today, Mr. Edwin Dearborn. How you doing today, Edwin?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right indeed. Appreciate you having you on, man, because this is good, man. My man's got 2 fabulous books. My man's been through The Refining Fire, some by choice, some by what the heck is wrong with people, some of it by why, and then just turning pain into power.
There you go. Yeah. Well, again, thanks for having me on your show. I've been fortunate. When I was a young kid, my parents were entrepreneurial and owned several small businesses. So I grew up in small business. This isn't something that I studied and then tried out. It was like literally my parents were putting food on the table through a small business. And that's where I began my marketing career. I didn't know it was going to be my career at that point. And marketing back in the 80s was pretty much handing out flyers, yellow page ads, mailing lists, cold calling. We didn't have all this digital presence. But concurrently to handing out those flyers, I was also taking classes in college on advertising and marketing. And I was reading the classic books, on advertising by David Ogilvy, Positioning, The Battle for the Mind by Trout and Reese, and some other books at that time in the 80s. Those were the big names in marketing. And I saw a result occur with my marketing. So it was like, wow, I'm learning something, I'm applying it, and I'm getting a result. This is cool. And the other thing I really liked about marketing and advertising is you also got involved in the arts. It had an aesthetic quality to it, art design, graphic design, copywriting. There was this aesthetic flair side to business. And that always attracted me, being a photographer. So I went on to, many years in sales and marketing, worked for an advertising agency in Orange County, California for 3 years, got to work on big campaigns, international campaigns. So again, heightening my experience and knowledge. Well, in 2007, 2008, when the economy crashed, and I'm sure everybody remembers those years, 2 things occurred at the same time. Not only did the economy crash, but back in 2007, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter were just emerging on the scene. In fact, when you would talk about social media back in 2007, it was like, oh, that's just for kids. That's silly stuff. No one's ever going to take that seriously. But I knew intuitively, because I had a friend that was just crushing it on digital marketing. I was like, this is the future. I better grab a hold of this fast moving train. Otherwise, I'm going to become a pterodactyl. I'll become a dinosaur in the marketing world. And I didn't want to be a pterodactyl. I'm already getting older. Now I don't need to really age myself telling stories back in the day. So I was like, okay, I got to gravitate towards this knowledge. So I went to work for a guy that was very active in digital media, did that for 3 years, and concurrently started reading a lot of books and going to workshops of guys that were emerging on, like David Meerman Scott, reading his book, The New Rules of Marketing and PR. We was talking about this thing called a blog. Like, what's a blog? Wow, blog, and backlinks. And, this is back in 2007. We take that for granted that this is now just part of the common language. But I realized that this is the number one thing I would constantly run into when I was out there consulting and selling digital services. The vast majority of people were overwhelmed. Should I be here? Should I do this? A website? Should I be on social media? Which social media? I don't know. It's all overwhelming to most business owners, even most CEOs, to be honest with you. You even go, you start going in multi-million-dollar corporations, and even the C-level, the CEOs, the CMOs, the CFOs, they're all confused about it too. So don't think it's just the common guy on the street that's overwhelmed by all this. So I took the approach, having studied a lot about philosophy and whether it was Japanese philosophy or the Stoics from Greece and Rome. I realized I had to find a gradient that allowed people to enter in to the realm of digital marketing in a way that they could begin to have wins and not feel overwhelmed. Meaning, I'm not going to teach you black belt moves. We're going back to white belt, and you're going to have some wins on white belt. We might just keep you at white belt for 3 months, actually, before we give you a yellow belt. But you're just going to learn how to stand and punch. That's all you're going to do, right? And so what I find is people are trying to learn, brown belt and black belt techniques, but they're not even done with white belt. So I bring the gradient back and go, no, we're just going to learn some fundamentals. I'm going to get you good at that. And I know it seems like we're going backwards, but in reality, we're going forwards, because you will move forward versus staying in a perpetual state of overwhelm. And that's probably where 90% of the people, when I reach out to people and they go, I need to do my branding, I need to do my marketing, I would say 9 times out of 10, they're in that state of perpetual overwhelm. Where do I begin? What do I do? What do I say? How do I compete? Where do I start? All these are the things that I find. And so one of the lessons I learned is, let's reduce your confusion down to some principles. What are 3 or 4 things that we can do? Like, if you want to become a better person, it's like, okay, don't steal, don't lie. These are basic principles of human behavior, right? You want your life to go better? Be nice to people. Keep your word. Anytime we want to get our lives bettered, it comes down to principles, applying basic principles. If you want to better your business, you've got to understand and apply basic principles of business. And this has always been my endeavor, is to reduce people's confusion down to principles that they can understand and apply. And now they begin to have wins. And when they begin to have wins, now you can move them up to yellow belt, and they have wins with that. And now we move them up to orange belt, and then green belt. And, we move them along. And then 2 years back, they're like, wow, I've got 9 digital, resources that are bringing me business. I've got LinkedIn, I've got email, I've got CRM. But we didn't do all of that day one. We didn't even do that the first quarter. We was just like, we're going to get really good at this. You're going to get good at LinkedIn, and we're going to take 3 months until you master it. Okay, good. Now that you've got LinkedIn, we're going to start doing email. And this is how I've been able to build businesses to take away the confusion and begin with what they're willing to do and what they can do. And when you tap into someone's willingness and capabilities at the same time, that's an unlock. So sometimes they have a capability, but they don't have the willingness. I'm a father of 4. Have you ever tried to get a child into a car who does not want to go in the car?
I've been one of those kids. I was having a hard time. Give my parents a hard time.
The kid weighs 1,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
The kid weighs 1,000 pounds. But the minute you tell that 1,000-pound kid who's unwilling, we're going to Disneyland, they're as light as a feather.
Mm-hmm.
And that additional 1,000 pounds of weight was their unwillingness.
Wow.
So if I can remove that 1,000 pounds of unwillingness and tap into their capability, that's where we start to make progress. So earlier, before we started the recording, we talked about what are the 3 R's of business growth. So I don't care, literally, if you're brand new insurance sales guy, you're doing a part-time hustle, and you don't even have a client, right? You just got your license, or you're a realtor, or you're a mortgage broker, or maybe you're a hustler out there that's got a side gig, or maybe even a full-time gig that's kind of going, not going as well as you'd like it to. These 3 R's will open the door for you. And again, do what you can, what you're willing to do. And then as you start to have wins, your confidence will come up, and then you'll be able to do more, right? You won't be scared of yellow belt because you're like, I got this white belt, bang down. I'm pretty much ready for the next belt, right? And then when you master yellow belt, you're going to go, I'm ready for orange. So keep that in mind. So the first R is referrals. If I called you up, or I've called anybody up, and I said, I've got a referral for you, if you notice, everybody gets happier. Everybody loves a referral. And there's so many statistics on referrals. They spend more, they're easier to close, they last longer as clients, they're better clients, everything. Every layer of a referral is awesome. They're just better, they're better clients. So the question is, how do I get more referrals? Okay, so let's white belt. Are you referable? Are you worthy of a referral? In other words, are you doing good work? Are you a good person? Are you friendly? Do you dress nice? Do you have good manners? Is someone willing to introduce you to another person because you represent something good? If I go to a great restaurant, I'm going to tell you about it. If I go to a bad restaurant that's cold, the food is cold when it should be warm, and the waitress was mean, I'm not telling you about that restaurant. At least I'm not bringing you to that restaurant. What's the difference? One is referable, one is not. So the first thing we really have to look is we have to look inward. Am I referable? Do I have the qualities in terms of my services, my products, my state of personal affairs? Do I look referable? Do I act referable? Are my services referable? And we start to fix those things. Kind of like, sometimes I'm angry with people. Okay, well, that's not referable. I don't always show up to my appointments. That's not referable. So we got to tighten the ship on all that. Number 2 is, are you offering value to the people that, are you a helpful resource? Are you going out of your way and helping people? And you can do that through your content. You can post content, videos, podcasts, even short tweets, on tips and tricks and FAQs and how to. Next thing you know, if you're referable, is you're going to have to offer the world value. We live in a world, unfortunately, where people go, well, I deserve success. No, you don't. You don't deserve anything. Take out the word deserve and put in the word earn. I earn the respect through my hard work. I earn the respect through keeping my word. I earn respect through offering great help. And I remember I interviewed a gentleman who's now a multimillionaire. He started a garage door business. He installs really upscale garage doors, beautiful garage doors. He started about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. And I interviewed him on my podcast. And he literally was like, 0 clients, basic website, and I got to go out and I got to go hustle. So he came up with this brilliant idea. He knocked on doors and he says, I will fix your broken, if you have a broken garage, I'll do whatever you need and I'll do it for free. And sometimes it was just, they need a little oil, because it's kind of noisy, or the chain was a little loose or whatever, or some screws were loose. He just did the work for free. Handed him a card and he goes, if you're ever in the business of needing a new garage door, here's my card. Oh no, by the way, are you happy with the free service I give? Yeah. Could you leave me a review on Yelp or Google? So he did this for 30 days. Never asked anybody for, just here's your card if you're ever in the market, right? Just friendly, referable, adding value, helping people, going out of his way. Within 30 days, he had 40 reviews online. He had sold 3 garage doors and he had cash flow. So, and then of course, he kept doing that. And then he hired salespeople. What did he teach them to do? You go door to door, you knock on doors, you help people. By the way, if you're in market, now all of a sudden he had hundreds of reviews and people were Googling, best garage door, right? And of course, he's ranking number 1. Mm-hmm. So now the calls start coming and going, I found you on Google. I found you on Yelp. You've got a lot of good reviews. To see how this guy made himself referable. And then and I'll get into the next star, about how he spun that. But you see, like, he didn't sit there and go, I deserve clients. No, he went out there and he became referable. And when you act referable and you go out of your way to give people service, you will get referrals. Just bottom line. And then the next thing I tell people to get more referrals is stay in front of your existing database. As you get those clients, as you get leads, put them in a CRM and continue to offer value through your social media postings, through your emails, through your podcast, whatever content you've decided to play, just keep adding value. One of my partnerships that I'm a partner in is a real estate brokerage in Beverly Hills. And the guy is going to be the next Grant Cardone. He's, good looking, young, Italian, he's got the X factor. But he didn't really have like a consistent presence on social media. So I said, Brandon, what I need you to do is every day, 5 times a day, I want you to talk about the deals you're working on. I want you to offer tips, tell people what the progress of your plans, the new builds. I want you to just add value and excitement to your followers. It's like, great. So about 30 days into it, he's like, I don't know, this is working, and it's hard. And I said, just don't worry. You're at white belt. We'll get you to yellow belt, right? You got to put in the reps. He called me a few days ago and he goes, Edwin, he goes, I can't believe it. He goes, I've been posting like you've been telling me on LinkedIn and on Instagram. He goes, I had a guy find me a client that I had 9 years ago. I'm going to list his home. I'm going to make a $30,000 commission because he saw my post on LinkedIn. And then he called me a couple of days later after that. And he said, you know what? I had a guy call me on Instagram. He wants to invest between $50,000 to $100,000 in one of the apartment buildings I'm putting together.
Wow.
I mean, this is real money. But see, he didn't trust the process, and I just kind of kept him going. Don't worry, you're at white belt. You just put in your reps, put in your reps, put in your reps, and now he's seeing the referrals. So you got to build those followers. You got to build that list, but you also got to add value to that list. Become referable. That's the first R. The second R I call reactivations, meaning people can buy from you more than once. A lot of times we think it's just one and done. I sold them the house. They'll be in that house for 20 years. I need to move on and go and find the next house from some other dude. Look, no, wait. Maybe he will buy a second house as an investment and he can Airbnb it. Maybe his daughter is about to get married and wants to buy a house. Maybe he's got some siblings or some friends in the area. Maybe he wants to invest in your apartment project. What else can we sell him? Or can we sell him again in 7 or 8 years when he sells that house and decides to move? There's money in that dude that you just sold. So how do we reactivate him? How do we get more activity out of him? Can he buy a second home? Can he invest? Or if you're insurance, can I sell him more insurance? Can I sell him a bigger policy? Can I also sell him an investment on top of the insurance? And you know what I mean? How much stuff can I stack on this guy? Car dealerships are really good at this. You go, I just want an F-150. Okay, well, do you want the crazy wheels? Yeah, I want the crazy wheels. Okay, do you want the crazy sound system? Yeah, add on the crazy sound system. You want the shell on the back with the camper shell? Yeah, I want the tow hitch and I want the 4-wheel drive. Next thing you know, your $40,000 truck is $70,000.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They kept upselling you, going, we got you on the lot. We're not letting you walk out with just a 40 grand buy. You're going to walk out with a 70 grand buy. They just almost doubled their revenue off the same dude by reactivating him for more things. So as a business person, you should take a look at, when I sell somebody, are there other things I can sell? Can I sell them again at some other point down the road? Look to how you can add more things to the sale. Look how you can come back a year later and sell him more, right? That if they spent once, they can spend again. That's what I mean by reactivating. And a lot of small businesses don't do that. Now, smart ones do that. Like a good restaurant, you walk in, you go, I think I'll have, the prime rib and I'll have the salad. They go, would you like an appetizer before? Yes. Okay. Would you like a glass of wine with that? Can I get you dessert? You see, all of a sudden, I'm not just buying the main entree. I'm adding an appetizer. I'm adding a dessert. I'm adding wine. Next thing you know, my $50 steak is $250 because I had a bunch of drinks, appetizers. That's reactivation. Be someone that knows how to upsell. Be someone that knows how to add other products and services, or minimally get the guy to come back and buy the steak. If that's all he's going to buy, hey, we'd love to have you back. Here's a coupon, come back. I'll give you that dessert for free if you come back. See, reactivation. And there's so many different ways to reactivate. Number 3 is reviews. The example that I gave in the first, reviews. Online reviews are marketing gold. They're marketing gold. When I first moved to Las Vegas, and about 5 years ago, I didn't really know a lot of people. So how did I find the restaurants and the coffee shops I was going to go to? I went online, I checked out Yelp reviews and Google reviews. And if, restaurant had 4.5 stars and 500 reviews, I'm like, okay, you can't BS 500 people. There's got to be, if you got 5 reviews, maybe that's 5 of your friends. But 500, nobody has 500 friends. Nobody's got that many
Yeah.
friends. Like, you had to convince a lot of strangers and step.
Oh yeah, I can see that again.
Right? Like, which comes back to, were you referable? Were you a good restaurant? Were you worthy of remark? So, but one of the things I find is that people don't know how to causatively or proactively populate that with positive reviews. You've got to build that into your system, just like the guy who knocked on doors. If I do this, I'm going to do this for you. By the way, can you give me a positive review? Well, you just did something for them. They kind of feel obligated to do something for you, right? So you go, well, how do I get my first 30 reviews? Go help 30 people for free. Deliver a good result. And then go, by the way, if you could help me, your review would help me build my business. Could you at least do that for me? Oh yeah, absolutely. See, that was a gentleman who thought proactively versus, well, I guess I'll just have to wait for the reviews to happen. Another way that we've been able to generate reviews for a lot of doctors and realtors and other businesses that I've worked with is deliver that amazing experience, ask them how it went, and then go, wow, that is such an incredible success story. Thank you for that. Would you mind saying that online for me? We did that with one of my very first marketing clients about 10 years ago, digital marketing client, was a place in Santa Ana, California that does custom wood shutters. And sometimes they go into these high-end homes and it's 30, 40, 50 grand for these worth of service. And it's a very profitable business. They make about 50% profit on all the work they do. So, they close a $50,000 home. They made 25 grand, in a weekend. Not bad. So, but the problem was that they were still kind of doing the old school marketing. And she's like, yeah, nobody's really finding us on Yelp. No one's finding us on Google My Business because our competitors have been in business for longer than us and they've got way more reviews. So I was like, okay, well, how do we do this without sounding like we're begging for a review? So I was like, okay, how about this? We deliver a great experience. We ask them how it went. And then we ask them if they could document exactly those words. And then we go, okay, yeah, go to Yelp right now. Go to Google, right? I mean, they say it right now. Go online, okay, I'm going, here I am, what do I, and now they got voice, they can just literally speak the success story, right, with voice activation, press a button, and there's the review online. We took them from 20 reviews to over 200 reviews in 2 years doing that method.
Nice.
But this is going to it blew my mind. So we did this for 2 years, and after 2 years, we would always do, and still do, we do a year analysis, end of year analysis. Where did our clients come from? What worked? What didn't? What made us money? What wasted money? So I was wondering, I wonder how much money we made from the people that found us through Yelp. That, hey, I found you on Yelp. I was Googling, best local shutter company, best custom shutters, and you popped up. So we took all the invoices from all the people that found her on Yelp, and they made almost $500,000. And we came to figure, we divided the number of reviews by the amount of money they made. Every review was worth $5,000 in annual revenue.
Wow. Okay then. Wow.
Now,
there you go.
Was it worth that much in the beginning? No, because you had to, like compound interest, it had to take some time to accumulate, right? But now she's got a $500,000 a year pipeline because we put in the effort to get those 200 reviews. Any
Beautiful.
small business could do this if they put in the consistent effort on building reviews. Now let's circle back to all three, Dom. You're becoming referable. You're putting all your clients and leads in a database. You're giving them good service. You're giving them good content. You're reactivating them, meaning you're upselling them. You're coming back again. You're selling them more stuff, right? You are the whatever. That's my agent, right? You're always the resource for them. And you're building a ton of reviews online. If you did that consistently, week in, week out for a number of years, 2 or 3 years, where do you think your business would be in 2 or 3 years?
Explosive growth all day, baby.
Explosive growth, right. But I'll tell you what the difficult thing is. A great philosopher once said, the days are long, but the years are short.
So true. That is so true.
You look at the right now day and you're like, I only got one review. I only got one referral. I sent out an email to my database. No one responded. Is this really going to work? See, the day seems long. That's the tough part about discipline. If I go out and exercise today and eat a salad, it's really not going to make me healthy. Right. In that day, the long day, you're right. You eat 3 salads and you go exercising, it ain't going to change your health much. Do that every day for a year. You're going to look back and go, wow, I'm 30 pounds lighter. I feel stronger. My skin tone, it's cleared up. I don't have all that blotchy stuff from all that carbs I've been eating and sugar. My eyes are brighter. I sleep better. Right. Because you took that long day and you kept doing it. And now the short year, you look back, because everybody says, oh my God, this year went by so fast. Have you heard that all the time? 2021 went by so fast. Right. But today seems long. So I tell people, you got to win the day. Do the small actions, win that day, get that review, get that one referral, put out that one piece of content. Will it change your economy? No, it won't. Do it 365 days in a row. It'll change your economy. And that's where I find people, it's easy to procrastinate and go, well, I'll get the referral tomorrow. It's Friday. I'll get busy on that Monday. Versus what can I win today? See, I'm on your podcast today. Now, this podcast will go out. Will it get me a client? Don't know. Will someone find it and go, holy shit, I need to hire Edwin? Probably not. But if I do 300 podcasts in the next 2 years, and I'm always pushing it out on my social media, my email list, and I constantly add value, sooner someone's going to say, I get your emails, I see you on social, you're on all these podcasts, we got to work together. I get the client in a year because I kept winning the day. So what's your standard operating procedure? What's your SOP to win the day? What are those routines? Those push-ups, those salads, that if you just keep doing every day, I do 2 salads, I juice and I exercise every day, and no one day wins my health. It's the cumulative effect. My standard operating procedures and my disciplines will eventually win the year. So literally, and I ask you to do this, Dom, and I ask anybody who's listening, take out a piece of paper or a Google Doc and go, what are the daily activities that when compounded like interest will build my business? What are the 5 or 6 things I can do every day? I can get a review, or I can post something on LinkedIn. I know I can connect with 10 more people on LinkedIn today. I could do that. And then I could tell those 10 people, thanks for connecting with me. I love helping people fix their garage doors or whatever it is you do. So I do. I connect with 10 people and I let them know that I'm here. I don't try to sell them. I don't try to, make them my best friend right away. Hey, thanks for connecting with me. If you need a virtual chief marketing officer, let me know. Have a good day. If I did that 10 times every day, next thing you know, I'm like, well, why do I have 4,000 new followers on LinkedIn? Why do I have opportunities coming my way? Because I did this standard operating procedure on a daily basis. So now I do 5 of those type of things. Oh, I connect with 10 people. I post content, 3 just tips. Even if I didn't develop the tip, I found it on the internet, but I shared it on LinkedIn. It's not my tip, but I'm letting you know about the tip. I'm just the gateway. I do that every day. And I know this from personal experience. I get messages. I just got a message, on LinkedIn. And he was like, man, I love your content. Keep it up. You inspire me every day. Okay. Do you think that guy is potentially a client at some point?
Yeah.
See, hey man, thanks for the positive feedback. If you ever need a virtual chief marketing officer, let me know. I love working with people that are inspired by my content. Like, wow, okay. See, I'm building a relationship now with the guy. It isn't just a follower,
There you
quote
go.
unquote. You see what I mean? He's engaging. I'm acknowledging him. We're engaging. Now it's gone from follower to heartfelt conversation. Now, will he become a client? Probably not. But if I do that one time a day for the next 365 days in 2022, whatever, 348, whatever we got left, I do that once a day, I'll probably pick up 5 or 10 new clients or referrals just from that activity. What did that take me? Posting content a couple hours, responding to some comments, letting them know, putting out inspirational stuff. Anybody can do that. It doesn't even have to be your quotes. I mean, most of the quotes that I share are from other people, not me. Here's a quote from Abraham Lincoln. Here's a quote from Steve Jobs. Here's a quote by Gandhi. You do that 10 times a day. People, man, I just love your positive mindset. You attract your tribe by the vibe you put out. You got to put out that vibe, and you got to do it every day, and you will win eventually.
Oh man. Man, my man is freaking on fire, baby. My man's freaking on fire, baby. My man, y'all just got a freaking $75,000 keynote, baby. That's what I'm talking about with all that freaking gold. My goodness, my goodness. And I especially love that story, especially with the second R&D about the real estate agent who actually followed your plan doing the 5 posts a day, especially on LinkedIn, and re-attracting that client from 9 years ago as a reminder, like, hey, this is a long game here.
Exactly. But I mean, take a look at any sports team. What sports are you into, Dom? Football, baseball, basketball?
Oh yeah, football definitely.
Okay, who's your
Yep.
team?
Oh, Baltimore Ravens. Sad you. Yeah.
Okay, but overall, the last 20 years, the Ravens have done well.
Very well. Very well. Yeah.
A couple Super Bowls, right?
Yep. 2 Super Bowls in 20 years.
That's right. Okay, I mean, now do they go, okay, we're not in Super Bowl this year. Let's just we're done. I don't even play football anymore. Or do they go, no? They go, okay, we're going back to our game. We're going watching film. We're going to put in the practice. We're going to start recruiting better. We're going to see if we can get some people, you make moves. You don't just sit there and go, I am done. I didn't even get in the Super Bowl this year.
Nope.
No, you go, no, we've won 2 in the last 20. So we're capable of winning it. We're still making money selling tickets. It isn't like we're broke.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just, we'll do, what are our SOPs? Okay, we'll recruit better, we'll train better, we'll get better coaches, we'll make some shifts, maybe to get a new quarterback or new running back, whatever it is that year. They analyze it, and then they make adjustments. But they're always doing the basics, blocking and tackling. Those are the fundamentals of football, blocking and tackling. Every day you block and you tackle. So what is your blocking and tackling to win in business? Well, what are those daily routines that you just do day in and day out? And if you do them right and you do them well with good people, you win games and you win championships. That's what your SOP should be. What's my blocking and tackling?
Ah, yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That is powerful indeed, man. What is your blocking and tackling, baby? That's right. You got to block some stuff, y'all. That's right. And you got to tackle, y'all. You got to go forward, y'all. Got to be consistent, too. You can't just tackle once and be like, all right, I'm done. Time to sit on the couch for a bit. Be a potato for the next 300 days. Like, that ain't going to work at all.
There's so many potatoes out there.
So many potatoes indeed. Well, before you make a run forward, just like to ask you a powerful question I like to ask every guest, and that is if you're to wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but you're in the year of 2022 with all of your knowledge and experience, what advice would you give to yourself?
Buy and keep and hold real estate. 90% of America's millionaires were made through real estate. Those are the stats. And real estate ain't getting cheaper. It never will. There's my tip.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about indeed. Well, for those who need to keep in contact with my man, the mighty, educational, and the daring, dominating Edwin, what's the best way for folks to keep in contact with you and all the stuff you're doing?
Just go to LinkedIn. Also, I have a free book that I'll drop in here that they can get. It's called Referology, and it's how to attract pivotal referrals. And it's about, I'm going to give you the link right here. If you just go to brandedshareables.com, you'll see up there, they've got a tab called free stuff, and you can get my free book. I gave you the link there. So that they can contact me through the website or through LinkedIn. Just type in Edwin Dearborn and you'll find me there.
Woohoo! Well, there you have it, folks. We'll definitely put that link in the show notes, and you gotta love that title, Referology, baby. That's right. We got the psychology, physiology, geology. Like, hey, get some referrology, y'all. That's right, in your business, y'all. I'm telling you, get those referrals indeed. That's right. Get that mighty map of money by getting that referrology, baby. That's right. It's good for you. It'll change your life in more ways than one. That's right, indeed. You'll turn nickels into quarters. You'll go beyond being a music band, y'all. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, any parting words before we close up shop?
Turn your nickel back into 50 cents. No, I think we're good. Check out my book and get my book.
Thanks a bunch for tuning in and setting aside some of your time to listen to this wonderful podcast, Going North. If you really enjoyed what you heard, do me a solid and share this with your network and someone that you care about that would get something out of it too.